Hi, my name is Rona. I am specialneedsmum.com. I run a blog for my kids who have autism and Down syndrome, Molly and Joshua. Joshua is 4, who was diagnosed with autism age 2 and a bit, and Molly is 3 and she has Down syndrome and a congenital heart defect. So she has had 2 open heart surgeries and is doing great. So yeah, I just wanted to come on really and answer a couple of questions that I'm constantly being asked on Instagram and Facebook and messages and email and everything about CBD oil. So I have all the information I send everybody who questions with me, but these questions keep coming up again after I send the information. So I'm just going to clear up a few matters on that. So basically, just to cut a long story short, Joshua was 6 months diagnosed. He'd regressed at around 18 months, and then over the next 6 months got progressively worse. He'd lost his speech, lost his appetite, had lost his interaction, his imaginary play, had basically gone into his own world, had a lot of flapping, a lot of sensory issues, bounced all day long to try and regulate himself, up all night, didn't sleep, and was in a pretty bad way in the sense of he was totally a different child, basically. So at around the age of 3, it was November 2017, I met a nurse who told me about CBD oil. Knew nothing about it, very blind to it all, and decided to try it. So I began CBD oil with Joshua literally 3 days later when it arrived, and we had amazing results. So all the results and the video footage of him before and after taking CBD oil are on a video, which I'm going to link onto this at the end. So you can have a watch of that. That kind of explains everything that has gone through. So that video is probably about 8 months old now and is quite dated because he's come on so much more even since then. Joshua now has full sentences. He never stops talking. His pronunciation wouldn't be great, but he knows what he wants to say. He can get ways around to explain it. He's still doing speech therapy, but he is out of occupational therapy, out of physiotherapy. He's in an ASD unit for the second year of preschool at the moment, but he has been told, or we have been told, he should be okay to go to mainstream school next year, which I'm still undecided about, but we'll make a further decision about that. I just think it's a big transition yet. So basically the oil that Joshua has been on for the last year and a half is Charlotte's Web Original. Now, unfortunately, with everything happening with importing and Brexit and everything, it's not going to be available in Europe at the moment and for the foreseeable future. It's been very unsteady in availability over the last couple of years. So I've decided to change oil with him and to try new oil just to see if there's any difference in benefits, etc. So I've also decided to start Molly on CBD oil, which I will be documenting her journey from today. She had her first dosage last night and she had a dosage this morning. So Molly has no major issues. She's not she has no autistic traits, but she is still teething. With kids with Down syndrome, they teeth an awful lot longer. She's only getting her teeth still. So she's teething all the time. She's dribbling all the time. She's in pain a lot. She's up every night at the moment. You know, she's not sleeping great and kind of agitated. She's getting very frustrated because she's getting to the age where she realizes that she can't do what other kids her age are doing, and just really frustrating her. So I kind of want to help her to relax a little bit and maybe help her speech along, and just see what happens with CBD oil. There's only benefits with CBD oil, so I'm very happy to try her on it. I started taking CBD oil myself probably a year and a bit ago. I wanted to see what the effect of what Joshua felt when he took oil, and I wanted to know because I knowing nothing about CBD oil. I wanted to know, is it hallucinogenic? Is it addictive? Is it like, what does he feel when he takes it? Is he all whooshy? And I took it for a week and felt absolutely no effect. It was like taking a vitamin tablet. So CBD oil, you don't feel any different on it. It's probably more people around you notice the difference, but when I came off it after the week, I noticed the difference. I realized how intolerant in the kids I was, how my patience was a lot less, how stressed I actually was, and how I wasn't getting anything done. Whereas when I'm on CBD oil, I wake up in the morning, I make a list of things to do and I actually do them, and I go to bed and I sleep all night. So the benefits have been amazing. Definitely reduced anxiety, reduced stress, more patience, more calmness in my life. My head doesn't run around a million miles an hour, which I think any mum of any age or any children, their heads run 90 miles an hour. So No, I'm none of that anymore, and I'm just getting things done. And if anyone follows my blog on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see how busy my life is. And what I do, I work as a makeup artist, as a wedding celebrant, and then I have the 3 children. One, Jamie's 15 with Asperger's, and then Joshua's 4 with autism, and Molly 3 with Down syndrome. And we've had 2 open heart surgeries. So yeah, it's been a busy few years. But as I say, this has made so much of a difference in my life. So people ask, one of the questions I'm always asked is it addictive? I don't want to take it because I don't want to be on something that's addictive, or I'm going to have to come down off, or I'm going to get high, or you don't have to drive. So I'm no expert on CBD oil by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a mum that it worked for, and I love it, and I cannot scream it high enough. It should be completely everywhere. Everyone should be on it. But anyway, so this, I'm not going to get too technical. I am going to do an interview with a girl called Sharon McEvoy, who runs the CBDs of Autism page. And this is a page which really helped me along my journey with CBD. And she's such a wealth of knowledge. She's also a mum of a little boy who's gorgeous, who has autism and has a brain injury and had seizures and has had loads of help with CBD oil. So she has done so much work in this industry in Ireland, and she's just an amazing support, an amazing person. But anyway, I'm going to do an interview with Sharon in the next week or two, and she's going to explain really in detail what CBD is all about, and I'm just going to give you a brief explanation as she explained to me herself. So basically you have the cannabis plant, and that is basically made up of so if you imagine a bunch of roses, a plant of roses, and you have red roses and you have yellow roses. They're both roses, but they both look different and smell different. So that's kind of similar with hemp and cannabis. So you have the recreational cannabis, which is the one that gets you high, and the one you see in Amsterdam and all that kind of stuff. Then you have hemp, which is basically non-addictive. This is the CBD end of it. The other end is THC, which is the one that is the medical cannabis. So that is the one that is illegal. So THC is illegal in Ireland at the moment, and in most countries it's being legalized around the world at the moment. So that is the one that would help seizures and epilepsy and more stronger ailments. But CBD oil is completely legal in Ireland, as long as it contains minute amounts of THC or none. The standards are really strict on this, but unfortunately the problem is there's no regulation on it at the moment. So people are selling CBD oil, but there's not actually really any CBD much in it. So any oil I use, I have it independently tested and make sure that it is what it is. And if that's an issue with you, it's something you should do yourself. But there are people who have already done this for us, so we can use their backup, but I go by what works. So the CBD oil, basically it's non-addictive, it is non-hallucinogenic. It is, you actually really don't know you're on anything, except you just feel great and calm and relaxed. And there's no side effects. So if you come off it, you're going to go back to the anxiety that you had beforehand. I have never taken Joshua off the oil for longer than 2 days. Being that he started regressing back into severe anxiety, even after a day he was anxious again. The next day he hit out in school, one of the days that I had him off for 2 days. So I just put him back on it because I don't want to go back there. I'm very happy with the boy I have now. So that was one of the questions I was always asked. So the hemp is to do with CBD, which is legal and non-addictive, and it has no side effects, except you can't overdose on it. You would only get lethargic if you took too much. Too little can make you, for children with autism especially, it can make them even more hyper. So they're not getting, if there's not enough. So it's about finding the right dosage, and this is the hardest part, and it tends to put people off. They try it for a week and then go, oh no, it's not working. But you have to find the right dosage, and there's no guidelines because like every child is different. So I do send a link that says, you know, you start off with a couple of drops in the morning and a couple of drops in the evening, and you build it up over every couple of days. You add another drop until you get to the level where you kind of realize that you're getting more drops, but it's actually not changing anything. And you find that level. So with Joshua now, at this stage, he gets a full dropper of the small bottle, which is probably about 10 drops in the morning. He takes nothing at night. He used to take a full dropper in the evening as well, but he just takes a dropper in the morning now. And it goes under the tongue. Unfortunately, it tastes vile. Most CBD oils are not the most pleasant tasting, but there are new ones coming out that are going to have more flavors in them. You have CBD gummies. You just have to check the quantity of CBD in them and make sure that they are genuine CBD products. So again, they will be lessened if they're heated too much, or the effect of them. So you have to just be careful. So but Joshua, thank God, loves the oil, so he just takes it under. So under the tongue is the best option for it, and that goes straight into the system and lasts the longest. I know some people have had to resort to putting it through the belly button just to try and get it into the system because the children won't take it, or spit it out or whatever. It can be mixed with food, so you could mix it. You could have chocolate biscuits and mix it into the chocolate bit in the middle. You could add it to hot chocolate, to milk, to yogurts. There's lots of ideas. So, but quite interesting enough, finally in Ireland we have an amazing guy, Keith Kenny, who has set up this company now, and they are now growing and producing CBD oil in Ireland, and it looks to be phenomenal. I'm so excited about it. So I started Molly on this new brand, which is Heart CBD, and that is being launched in a couple of weeks' time. So I'm testing it out at the moment. I've started it myself, my partner, my eldest son. We all took it this morning, and we are going to blog on our Instagram stories from now on the journey of that. And Molly started it last night, so she's never taken CBD oil. So last night I gave it to her going to bed, and I gave it to her this morning, and she had a full night's sleep last night. I'm delighted to say, hence I'm looking a little bit fresher today. She slept like right through, which hasn't done in months and months and months and months, if ever. And she was in fantastic flying form this morning. So I'll have that all up on my blog, and it'll be saved in my CBD changeover highlights on my page. So it's on www.instagram.com/Molly and Joshua is the name of the Instagram and Facebook account. So I will be documenting her changes over the next week or two, and I'll be adjusting her. At the moment, I just gave her kind of 1 to 2 drops this morning and last night. I don't know that she'll need more. She's in fantastic form this morning, so I'll see how that goes before I adjust her dosage. Joshua, I'm going to try one more oil on him. We've come off the Charlotte's Web Original, unfortunately, that is so hard to get, and it's very, very expensive as well. So for the last week and a half, he's been on Miriam's Hope 50. Which is another American brand, and I have to say the effects have been very good. He is still in great form. Now I will say I notice the difference is not as effective as the Charlotte's Web Original, and I am not being paid by anybody to say these things, by the way. This is just my own reviews and my own opinions. Definitely he's a lot more hyper on it. He's not as relaxed on it. I have adjusted the dosage a little bit, but it's making kind of no difference. And I have heard that before. And I've also heard that it is amazing for some children and it worked better than Charlotte's Web for other children. So as I say, you cannot judge from Joshua for your own child. You have to try out, unfortunately. But I do recommend going for the ones that generally have worked for kids with autism, which would be Palermo Harmony, the Miriam's Hope 50 and Charlotte's Web Original. And now this new oil being brought out by Keith, which is called the Green Heart CBD from Ireland. He's had amazing results so far, so I'm dying to test that on Joshua, which I will be over the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye on that, and I will update you on that. So I think that's kind of it. Keep an eye on my pages and you'll see the difference. And I will be doing a video on YouTube to document that journey as well and show the changes. He'll also be doing on, if you go on to Keith's page, which I'll leave a link here below, he's also going to be starting to cook with CBD. He's a fantastic chef from Lucan Golf Club, and he is going to be doing lots of videos on how to cook using CBD oil and add it to foods without losing the potency of it. So please keep an eye on his page as well for lots of interesting stuff on that and ways of getting it into your kids, whatever oil you're using, so that it can be absorbed into the system. I recommend everybody be on it. It is just an amazing you know, it's an amazing additive to your foods and to your life. And it just, you know, why should we all not be a bit calmer and a bit more relaxed in life? We have enough stresses going on. I think that's kind of most of the questions answered that I've been getting for the last while. You know, and I really hope that it inspires some people to go on the CBD journey and try it out. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And I know it's not for a lot of people, but it has had amazing results with so many people. I would love the THC part to be legalized for the purposes of people going through seizures and going through epilepsy and Crohn's disease and all these different diseases that really could be helped with CBD oil with the THC version. So hopefully in the future that will be rectified. But if you have any questions, please message me, and I will catch up with you soon.